Good afternoon, viewers. Sorry about there being no intro, but we're a bit behind this week, and yeah, we have to do the streaming through this way. It takes a while to load up the intro and stuff like that. Concentrating on Sydney. I know there's great racing in Melbourne. Got a few views there, but there's a couple of shorties there, and just we've tackled the Sydney form first. So gonna roll that out for you. I'm gonna start from race 5 and go to race 10. We're in race 5, guys. We've got Coleman on top. I think that's a pretty good price at $3.80. He's had 2 first up runs in Group 1 company. A little bit keen, both at the Valley where he's never ran before. He's been 3 runs Sydney way of going. Last prep was awesome. If he goes to his golden slipper rating, they can't beat him. And he also, considering that, if you remember, he was a favourite in the Blue Diamond. As he got deeper in the prep, he got better. And watching his 2 Moonee Valley runs, a little bit keen. I think that will come out of him a bit. Now, third up, to travel to Sydney, he should run a little bit kinder on the bit. The only thing I know, barrier 6 doesn't seem like a real wide barrier, but he could get sort of caught 3 deep. But look, got Coleman on top at 380, set weights. If, like I said, if he turns up with that golden slipper form, and those runs at the Valley were all right, considering how keen he was. He was still hitting the line, against the older horses. So Coleman on top. We're going to put Perspiration as our second pick. He's going to get back, but the extra 100 metres, he beat Gatsby last start. Gatsby's drawn inside in barrier 10, so he won't be able to. They're both going to get back, and he won't be able to go till Perspiration goes. So we've got Perspiration second pick, and we've got third pick, High Octane. Mate, well, gee, I wish I got this video out first. We took $27, then it went into 19, and now it's 14. I thought it was a high value runner. It's drawn the one. It's going to get back. It's going to need luck. But if it gets it, actually, I think it started favourite in the Blue Diamond from Coleman. To tell you the truth, they both started very short off the market. That was from its first win, and it was disappointing, the Blue Diamond, and then they ran it again. It was disappointing. It's probably over the top. His first up run was very good behind the horse in this race, Gatsby. Cut out, was hitting the line late, and if you're going on that run, High Octane's going to be right in this. Went to Flemington, hit a soft track. It's probably forgive there. It's come back to Sydney. He's going to be on a firm deck. They've given it a barrier trial. They gave it a roaring barrier trial up on the speed, a tough barrier trial. It was a few days ago. I hope it hasn't left it on the track with the barrier trial. But look, it's a good rough chance, High Octane. A little bit like Coleman. If it runs this rating, it's going to be very hard to beat at the $14. The favourite here, Spirit of Wealth, they've really put a lot of money on it. I know I haven't tipped it in my top 3. Trying to do it on its first prep. I looked at the videos. It was very green. This horse doesn't know what it's doing. Obviously got a stack of ability. But coming from the midweeks and looking at the video, horse so green, to be starting the same price around Coleman, I just can't have it at the price. It could win. I know I don't have it in its placings, but at this price, it's not the sort of horse that Win Ahead would be getting behind at this price, with the inexperience of the horse and against the opposition it's in, and just seeing the videos how green it was. So going to go against Spirit of Wealth, even though the money is talks. You always got to respect the money. Talking about money, Switzerland. Very good horse as a 2-year-old. Comes back from a spell, and they just didn't want in the betting, which was a very bad sign. And again, tomorrow they don't want in the betting. So barrier trials since, you sort of could forgive it for the first up run, but in this case, I am following the money. They know the price profile, when this horse ran first up, he shouldn't have started anywhere near that price on his 2-year-old form. To me, it's a sign this horse hasn't come back. That's why I'm willing to risk it. Gatsby is going to get back in the run. It's going to be the last to be able to go. Good horse, but I don't think it's going to be suited. It's going to have a hard job trying to run these other horses down from the back. So that's the way we see it. We've got Coleman on top from Perspiration and High Octane. We are tipping for value. Race 6, our best bet of the day here. Snack Bar, Sportsbet's got 440, Betfair's got 550. So other place got $5. So I'm hoping it's going to blow out a little bit. If it gets to the $5, we haven't backed it yet. We're going to get on. Great first up run against Autumn Glow. And behind the back of that run, we tipped it from a very wide draw. We thought it was going to go forward and get across, which it did, and it had to do a bit of work to get there. We thought it was going to be too good. And it was right there in the finish behind horses like Lady Shenandoah and Mayfair. Had we known better that those horses were going to be as good as they are, and they've gone on, Lady Shenandoah's gone on. Mayfair was half a length beaten in the Golden Rose behind Broadside. He's $1.50 in the Caulfield Guinea. So this is a really good form line. Snack Bar's going to come in from the 12 to the barrier 9. He's going to go near the front. He's going to be hard to beat, guys. Going to be hard to beat. A node. Well, he's just I keep backing him. He's into $3 now. I'm not sure where all this money and confidence. I think it could be the rating people. He's ran second to Traffic Warden as Storm Boy. So like Snack Bar, very, very strong form lines. But it's coming off a very disappointing run, and I'm not sure if it can run the 1,400 metres. There was no excuses last start. You do always have to forgive him for one run. But if we're thinking the way he gave up, I know he might have been a bit hard. The way he gave up tells me maybe this horse is good up to 1,200, but his ratings are there. Look, at this price, I'd just rather be on Snack Bar. He's got similar form lines, and he's got 2 good runs under his belt. They're both third up. So although we respect the node, I think he's way too short. Just Party ran behind Snack Bar and Lady Shenandoah and Mayfair, so got the same form line. I thought Snack Bar was better, but in saying that, Just Party, they put the blinkers on, so he could be up there with the blinkers, and if that gets a bit more out of him, Just Party's right in this race. More territories. Look at the ratings, and ratings like far out. This horse can win this with 53 kilos because behind the Autumn Glow form. But that's what ratings can do when you're behind a high rater that's winning. If you're running behind everyone, horses' ratings go up. And when I looked at the video, I thought more territories lacked the killer punch, and the rating was rating it higher than what this horse can actually do. I do respect the horse. I think it's a good horse. But again, they've done the same thing, putting the blinkers on, trying to get that killer punch out of Just Party in more territories. The trainers are smart in doing that. You watch these 2 horses there, they're running up to them and don't want to put the race away. So both these horses with the blinkers on should improve. King of Rosehill, a good run behind Growing Empire, I believe, and that other good horse, First Settler. I think it's going to go back, and against these good horses, we'll have its work cut out. But I don't, disrespect this horse's ability. Let's go to race 7. Oh, geez. We tipped Kovalika last week, and I hate to say it, we aren't going to tip it again. Went ahead was boasting how we never tipped this horse, and everyone tipped into it, and they get burnt because we thought it was a great setup in the Epsom. It was a good setup, especially for the mile, the way they were trying to keep it fresh. And it ran well, and it got cut out, and I don't think it would have won, but it would have finished closer. And oh, geez, it's getting short. $4.50. Sorry, when I was doing the form here, it was $5. Have they scratched something else here? They're like, no, no scratchings. They're backing it. They really are backing it. I have to tell you, value is big part of this game, and you've got to get on at the right prices. We have got Kovalica on top, but that 450 is looking a bit skinny. Both runs from a spell been great, doing an IVR figure of around 1.5 above benchmark. This horse can get further, and it might project with those two good runs under its belt. It could go to a 2.53 IVR. It's off the 7-day backup of the Epsom, which I looked back. It has won in Queensland off a 7-day backup before. Check that. And inside barrier draw again, a bit tricky for this non-winner. Zach Lloyd is a young gun that really, real will to win. He takes no prisoners. He'll be barging to try to get out. And we do have Kovalica on top. Royal Patronage, very high rater IVR figures of around 2.53. Kovalica ran against him in the Epsom. And I think on those two runs, Royal Patronage, this is his first prep for Waterhouse from overseas. He's fourth up, and he might be coming to an end. He might not. We don't know. But just thought between those two, Kovalica would have the edge. New Endeavour is a very interesting horse. We tipped this horse last time at 25-1, and he ran against some very fast horses, Amor Victorious, for instance, and he crossed from his wide barrier and kept a fast pace and kept running for third. He's stepping up to 2000, where he ran in group races in Queensland, and I don't think at this price this horse should be underestimated. He's getting better with each prep, and he's on the way up. Now he's third up to his distance liking. So I thought New Endeavour was going to run well. As with Nonconformist, I thought I was going to tip this horse on top. I think he'll run well again. He went benchmark last time. So why we don't think he can win is if he progresses off that last run going benchmark, he's going to go to Kovalica, what he's been doing first and second up, which Kovalica might improve. But this horse can win, should improve, should be there. $14 is a good price. Nonconformist. Golden Path, another good horse, bit short. He ran very well last start off a 6-week break, and you think he'd improve, and he could, but he's been up for a long time, came back from the 6 weeks. Is he going to jump off that 6? He might get one more good run out of him, Mick. He might, but I prefer the others coming back from a proper spell rather than a 6-week let up. But I don't underestimate him, and I'm looking him at this price, and I think he's a bit too short at $5.50, guys. Hinged, probably likes a bit of give out of the track. It's almost beat Buckaroo, but he couldn't get past him. He hasn't won for 2.5 years, and she hasn't won after 2.5 years, and is coming off a bad run, willing to risk it. But this price, and you go on ratings at $26, is a little bit ridiculous. You could have a very, very, very small saver to break even in the race just in case she actually finally wins after 2.5 years. So I thought she was worth a quick look at. I don't need to tell you guys know that Hinged on ratings and its group form can win this, but she seems to be a non-winner, and it's going to be a firm track. But $26, I would have something small on her. Let's go to race 8. I know you guys will make a case for a lot of these horses, but Winnerhead's really narrowed this down to maybe just 2 horses, 3 horses. I know there's going to be a lot of horses here that people like, Here to Shock, Amendable, Samina, but we really, really want to be on 2 horses, and that is, again, a horse that's very short, number 10, Gringotts. We've got it on top. Should it be $3.90 in this field? It's arguable, but probably would want this horse go from the 1600, but there's going to be a very, very, very strong pace here. and that's going to suit Gringotts with the barrier 7. It's going to get a very good run with Tommy Berry. And it's got a fair weight here, and we really like it. The other horse that we really like on ratings as well, and the market hasn't missed it. We thought maybe we might have a $12 smoky here for you, and that's number 18, Waterford. He flies first up. He's got the ratings to do it. He's got the weight. He's got the barrier. He's got the low weight. He's got the barrier. Sammy Clipperton get the job done. But again, $7, and you're running against Gringotts. You've got to beat Gringotts. You got $7. Look, it's not bad. It's not a bad price. Because we've probably got them. They're the only two we really want to entertain. But outside of that, we would have entertained Macarena. Where's she going to get in the draw? But she's coming off an IVR figure of 1.6, which puts her in this race. She's third up. She beat Amelia's draw to get that benchmark rating of 1.6 above, and it's $10. Where's she going to get in the draw? If she's drawn a little bit closer, we'd have her right in there with Gringotts. So she does get the right race run. We've got her right there with Gringotts and Waterford. So she's our clear third pick. NCAP, not doing anything wrong, drawn well, soft draw. If you can get out at the last minute, it could maybe win. I don't like it at the $8. We tipped it last start. It was a very good winner for us. Territory Express on ratings can win. That's why we want to mention it at $46. Got a very wide draw, but on ratings, he's done a 2.5 IVR figure. It might be just a bit of a one-off, and he might not ever do that again, but he has done it. And I know it's a wide barrier, but with the pace right on, he could storm outside. We're not a fan of Ashley Morgan. I'm not a fan of the barrier, but we are a fan at this price of $46. We've put a very little bit of money to save on this race with Territory Express, but we really like Gringotts and Waterford as standouts in this race, although there's a lot of good horses in it. Amendable's another one, going great. Wish he didn't draw there, but Gringotts and Amendable ran against each other, and you'd like to think that barrier, Gringotts going to the wood on again. Here to shock, going great. Love this horse, but up on the pace with the 58 and this pressure. I expect these horses, again, he's been up for long. The fresh horses down on the scene with the lower weight, I expect them to have the edge on there. I'm not saying these horses aren't going to run a good race. Horse like Here to Shock, a lot of people like this horse, and it's such a good field. But we've got to get the fresh horses on the way up, down in the weight, and that's who we're tipping for you there with Gringotts and Waterford. Let's go to race 9. Let's go to race 9, guys. Come on, click it over for me. Yeah, we're keen on this race too. We've got. If you watched my video last time, we've got Blanc de Blanc on top here. Great price at $9. If you watched my video last week, we had a race where we had, all these names of these horses who ended up winning it. Ostraka won it with that other good horse. Oh, what's its name? What's its name, this horse? It was another good horse that ran first up behind Bella Nipotina, then went on to win. And then the Hawks Grey horse as well. This horse, Blanc de Blanc, has run against these 3 horses that ran very well in race 10 at Randwick last time. Horses like Ostraka. And you guys probably know the name of the horse that ran second there and trying to tell me it across the screen. But they're good form lines, Blanc de Blanc. I saw its last run, behind Briasa, who ran very big in that race behind Ostraka from the wide draw, ended up running 4th. Blanc de Blanc wanted to get on the outside, was pushed back on the inside where the going wasn't as good, beat all but Briasa, was really going away from the rest of the field. I just thought that's a real good run. I think with the fitness and Timmy Clark on board, Blanc de Blanc's going to go up near the lead, and really good price at $9. So that's why we've got it on top from Alencia. Highest rated, higher than Blanc de Blanc. Going to be very hard to beat. We know it goes well fresh, but at the price of $2.50, we're happy to back Blanc de Blanc against Valencia on the proviso that this little bit of a longer spell. She normally goes in with 2 trials, only gone with 1. She might like that extra freshness and even run better with being a little bit more fresh. But with Blanc de Blanc third up in against those form lines, we weren't going to do it, but we now have got Blanc de Blanc on top, and we will be backing it win only against a horse that we respect so much, the Valencia, just because of the setup of the 2 horses' preparations. Peace Treaty hasn't done much wrong, but doesn't come from the form lines of Blanc de Blanc, and maybe because it's drawn the 1 and it's going to be up near the front, but I think Blanc de Blanc's going to sit on outside it. I don't know why Peace Treaty is $6 and Blanc de Blanc's $9. We don't see it that way. The other one we thought we might mention is Miss Hellfire. This horse has rated well for us, not to the others, but has changed stable from Snowden to Annabelle Neasham, and we're telling you how well Annabelle Neasham horse is going. So the $17, if Annabelle Neasham's got this horse going a bit better, watch the market here. Miss Hellfire could surprise. Let's go to race 10. We don't like this race much. We don't have a lot to say about it. I will say we have Ferrari on top, but I will say the way the market is reacting to Ferrari, this is not a very strong race anyway, and the horse's ratings, he's being overrated. So we have got him on top, but this a horse is starting always a lot shorter than what he should be. $1.90. If he jumps, barrier 1, Zach Lloyd will be hard to beat. As you can see on my Passagiata's highlighted. We've put a small bet on Passagiata. It's a very good win, very good run at the Valley. Normally goes up in the front. Missed the kick and really hit the line. This horse got a lot of potential. Of course, we just wish it drawn in. It's got to beat Ferrari from this wide draw, but ability-wise, we don't think there's much behind it, but we've definitely got Ferrari on top, considering the draw. Passagiata hasn't drawn, giving us a chance to beat Ferrari, but it is good price. The other horse we put a little bit on, and a lot of you guys from Melbourne, again, we don't like the jockey much, is we thought Lonrose Queen, lightly raced, ran a good second behind Gallant Sun, coming from the cage, dropping in weight, drawn 2. There's a bit of pace on top, gets out the loss. If Ashley Morgan, the heavens open for the jockey at $26, we thought it was a play. So, but still got Ferrari on top. But we don't entertain that price. We're looking for a bit of value with Passagiata and Lonrose Queen. Hey guys, best of luck, great racing, and all the best to you guys. Thanks.